Pretend that you're opening up a dictionary, you go to the section of P's because P is a cool letter, it also likes to pop my microphone. You open to this P section, you look at a random spot on the page and boom, plagiarism. Plagiarism is a very controversial topic because on one hand, it's horrible, appalling even, to steal someone else's creation and claim it as your own. But apparently you can also plagiarize yourself, which is fucking stupid. Who made this rule up? I will hunt them down, eat a load of Carne Asada fries, and clog up their toilet with the fat shit that comes out after. Time Paradox Ghostwriter is a story about Teppei Sasaki. Well, mostly. If you want to know about her, I suggest you go read the manga. Teppei Sasaki is a struggling mangaka trying to make it in the world of Shonen Jump, the magazine that this manga, the one I'm talking about right now, Time Paradox Ghostwriter, was serialized in. I know it's really meta, bear with me. Sasaki's goal is to create a manga that everyone can enjoy, but everything he makes kinda sucks. He flounders around, having found some success in the past, but overall he's a failure despite having so much passion for the art form. Sounds like every artist in LA, but one day Sasaki finds himself on the brink of giving up and quitting it all. He stayed up all night working on a one-shot that he thought was great, but it was shit again. This story is completely empty. There's nothing in it at all. Blood, sweat, and tears all thrown out the drain, and here he was about to give up his lifelong passion. That is until... Bam! A strike of lightning hits his house, melting his microwave and fridge together. Ding! Out comes a copy of Shonen Jump from 10 years in the future. Sasaki's like, what the fuck, and decides to read the new series displayed on the cover, White Knight by debuting mangaka Aino Itsuki. It's really good. One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto. These shonens have affected millions of people around the world. Kids grew up on this shit, and I grew up on it too. That is the level of manga that our main character has just received. So what does he do with it? Yeah, he plagiarizes. Sasaki plagiarizes White Knight, brings it in the next day, and what do you think happens? That's right. Everyone loves it, he gets an instant spawn Shonen Jump, and now he has to live with the sins of plagiarism. Once you use the Death Note, you go to neither heaven nor hell. Once you plagiarize, you're no longer able to take the skip in Mario Kart.
How did I not make it?
And that entire summary of a really promising story and an original premise, that was all from the first chapter. Amazing stuff, right? I want to read that. The only other manga I can think of about making manga is Bakuman. So this is bound to be pretty interesting. Well, that's what I thought until... Uh-oh. 15 chapters. They canceled this manga after 15 chapters. Do you know how short that is? Flappy Bird ran longer than Time Paradox Ghostwriter did. It took me longer to finish all of National Treasure than it did for them to axe this beautiful, up-and-coming series. I don't know if there's an official reason for its cancellation, but it seems like readers just did not enjoy it. They didn't like the plagiarism, they really did not like National Treasure for some reason, and so the series had to be canceled. Hated by both readers who enjoyed its premise but failed to deliver because of how short it was, and by those who also just did not like it in the first place. Everyone loses in the end. Now, here's what I think. Despite the unfair circumstances that happened to what could have been an amazing manga, I think that Time Paradox Ghostwriter is still amazing. It took its premise and ran with it all the way through to the end, never really faltering, even though it had to conclude right as it was establishing itself as a potentially amazing story. Manga's weird, especially shonen manga, because it can take multiple chapters before the author really knows what their story is going to be about. They may have an ending in mind, but for a magazine that banks off of long-running shonen, a mangaka doesn't necessarily know when their story will be over. It's only in the very rare cases when a series like Demon Slayer or Promised Neverland will end with a relatively low chapter count on the author's own terms. So to have the ability to set up this interesting story and crazy premise, which I never even got to during my long-ass summary, and then ending the story in a satisfying way given what little time they had, it's amazing. And I think the reason I enjoyed this manga so much was because I really connected with Sasaki as a character, creating something that a lot of people can enjoy. That is what Sasaki strives for on a daily basis. In a world where there are so many other people, all trying to express their own ideas and views, it's hard not to make something that's already been done a gazillion times. Trying to create something that's personal to you and finding success in an oversaturated market is a thing that only fucking crazy people do. And this is where I come in because I'm crazy people. To whoever's watching this right now, notice that I'm a blink of time to you. This video that I probably put a significant amount of work into, conceptualizing, scripting, voicing, editing, uploading, all that time and effort could potentially go to waste. It could all mean nothing, and I'm trying to make it into something. And if it means nothing to you, it's not your fault. It's completely mine. That is the fucked up game that I am playing, and that is the game that Sasaki played for years. Obviously, you know, before he plagiarized, but the sentiment is still there. And that is why I connected so much with Sasaki. That feeling that I just described for you is a chase. It's something that I love and hate at the same time. Sasaki knows he's done something wrong, but because he's put himself now in this position, he takes it upon himself to recreate White Knight to the best of his ability. It's like an old school kung fu movie. He wraps his hands in bandages because he's trying so fucking hard to recreate the art style. Eventually, he has to start writing it on his own, so he rereads all the volumes he's gotten from the time machine. The amount of dedication that this man has for continuing his sham and I can't even speak, that's how amazing it is. And publishing a manga that isn't his own, it's fucking admirable. And it's also admirable as fuck. It inspires me to put that much work into what I do. Except for, you know, yeah. And oh my god, the art. The artist, who is completely different from the author, by the way. He's only done one other series, and it's just great. The art is just great. I'm not even gonna hype it up. It's been a long video. It's easy to overlook the art in this manga because of how it can feel like a shadow to the story, but I think that just means the artist has done his job. They're heavily intertwined together, and Time Paradox Ghostwriter would not work without this artist. The poses are dramatic, the facial expressions are genuine, and whenever Sasaki is drawing, he looks like a god. In a manga about hyping up manga, the art sure does a good-ass job. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. I know this one was a little bit wacky, but go check out Time Paradox Ghostwriter because it's pretty interesting, and then go support whatever the hell the writer and artist do next. This manga had something really special, and unfortunately it was cut short, but life goes on.